Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a new AI tool that tackles one of life's most frustrating tasks, planning a big trip.
If you've ever found yourself just lost in a maze of websites and spreadsheets just trying to plan a holiday, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's supposed to be fun, right? But it often feels like a second job.
It's a familiar kind of chaos, for sure. You're juggling all these moving parts. You've got visa rules for one person, flights coming in from different cities, trying to find a hotel that's actually good for a family. The whole thing feels like a house of cards. One wrong move, and it can all come crashing down.
And get this, for a moderately complex trip, we're talking about spending 5 to 15 hours just on the research. 15 hours. That's almost 2 full workdays you could be spending doing pretty much anything else.
So there's this huge gap, right? We've got amazing search engines, but they don't really plan for you. It's all on you to connect the dots. But what if an AI could step into that gap and act less like a search bar and more like a personal travel agent, someone who actually does the work for you?
Okay, so let's dive into the solution. It's a project called Globe Tripper.
The whole idea here is that you can just give it a fuzzy, high-level request, in plain English. And then it does all that messy, complicated work in the background to spit out a real, actionable plan.
And this is the really cool part. Globe Tripper isn't one single giant AI trying to do everything. Think of it more like a small, highly skilled team. It's an ecosystem of specialized AIs, and each one has a very specific job.
First up, you've got the Concierge. This is basically the front door of the whole operation. It's the one that talks to you, gathers all the details of your trip, and then creates a really clean, clear brief for the rest of the AI team to work from.
Then you've got the visa expert. And honestly, this might be the most important player on the team. It handles that one super critical, often forgotten step, making sure your trip is even possible from a legal standpoint before anything gets booked. With those realistic visa-aware dates locked in, the flight analyst jumps in. It starts crunching all the numbers, looking for the best flight options from each city, and it's balancing everything, cost, speed, convenience, to find that perfect fit.
And to wrap it all up, you have the storyteller. This is the specialist that takes all that raw data from the other agents and writes a human-friendly narrative. It explains the whole trip plan from start to finish in a way you can actually understand and use.
And here's how they all work together so well. They don't work in a line, one after the other. Nope. The visa expert and the flight analyst get to work at the same time in parallel over a shared plan. It's what makes the whole thing so incredibly fast and efficient.
Okay, so that's the theory. Let's see how this plays out with a real-world example. We'll call this one the London plan. So imagine you're planning a family trip to London. You've got 2 adults, 2 little kids, ages 3 and 5, and here's the tricky part. One adult is flying out of Lagos, Nigeria, and the rest of the family is leaving from Houston, USA. They all want to go in early December.
Okay, so the visa expert gets to work, and right away it spots a crucial detail. This is the kind of thing that could absolutely sink the entire trip if you missed it.
It sees that Nigerian passport and immediately checks the UK visa processing times for that traveler. And bingo, it figures out that an early December trip just isn't going to happen. So what does it do? It automatically shifts the entire travel window to late December, making the whole plan realistic before a single dollar is spent.
And because of that one critical fix, everything else just falls into place. The flight analyst finds flights for the new dates, then other agents like a hotel scout and an itinerary designer can jump in. They find a family-friendly spot in Kensington and even plan out some winter activities like museums and markets, while, get this, respecting the kids' nap times. That's attention to detail. So this is about more than just a cool travel tool, right? It's really a blueprint for solving all kinds of complex problems.
The key takeaway here is that this multi-agent pattern, it's a way to move AI from just answering simple questions to actually doing complex things for us. Think about it. This same team-based approach could plan a home renovation, help you with your financial goals, or even manage a business project.
At the end of the day, it's all about closing that gap between I have a rough idea and I have a plan I can actually book. It saves you from all that painful, manual stitching together of information.
So this leaves us with a final thought. Beyond travel, what's that one complex project in your life that you'd hand over to your own personal AI team? What's the biggest headache you'd want them to solve?